Hey everybody, good evening guys. Welcome to the live streams of Global Trade Live. Today is 4th of May and we are now live in New York session over here. So let's get started guys. So first of all, I can see over here that the GBP JPY made a pretty good down move yesterday, and right now the market is just consolidating. Maybe because of some news it's waiting for. So let me just check some news if there is any news today. So actually there was initial jobless claims today at 6 p.m. like from by the Indian time. So 20 minutes ago, 24 minutes ago, initial jobless claims just passed away, and uh, now there is no news at all. So there's just CAD news over here after like 1 hour 5 minutes. So no problem at all. So if I talk about GBP JPY, I'm gonna go to the weekly time frame first, because let's start with the bigger time frame so that we can drop down to the lower time frame. So weekly candle has created a higher wick, now coming all the way down. Okay, so that means weekly is saying that the trend will be sell for this week, maybe, or maybe not. Maybe this was just a retracement and now the market will be moving up. So to verify these things, we have to really draw some trend lines so that we can actually predict what market can actually do over here. So if I draw some areas over here, then I think this could be a possible area what we can actually draw from. I think this candle there should be a touch to this one over here. Yeah, this makes sense. So right now the daily candle is rejecting the daily trend line over here, and let's just do one thing, go to the 4-hour now. So if I look at the 4-hour time frame, the market is creating lower lows and lower highs, which means the trend is kind of sells over here. So I'm gonna draw some area of resistance and support in the 4-hour. So market was moving down, created a support over here, then a resistance was formed, then it created another resistance over here. Now a support is being formed in the 4-hour, right? So this is the area like zone over here in the 4-hour time frame. And if I look at the 1-hour time frame, we can clearly see that how the areas are matching perfectly over here with the candles. Okay, so we can see that a lot of rejections has been done on this price over here, price zone over here. And if I look over here in at the bottom, then to the downside, then we can clearly see that the price has also formed a support down over here as well, right? So now we can see on the left that below these areas there is a very clean range to the left, so market can possibly move down from here. And if we talk about buys over here, then above these wicks, above all these wicks over here, the market can possibly move up because we have this clean range to the left. So the question is, the real question is where the market will be actually going. Okay, so if I look at the market structure right now, then we can clearly see that the market structure is bearish right now. And now the question is that can the market structure now change to buys suddenly? Okay, so I really think that we should stay with the sell scenario right now, because the thing is the structure hasn't been changed yet. Okay, so for the structure to really change, it really has to go above this trend line over here. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this trend line intact. So if the market stays below this trend line, I'm gonna only look for sells, because there is no point of looking for buys over here if the market is really below the trend line. Okay, because that will really give us some false signals and we are gonna be in a trouble with the fake out moves. So I'm gonna keep this trend line as it is in the 1-hour. So I'm gonna make some changes over here in the visibility. Okay, and after that I'm gonna go to the 30-minute time frame. So let's have a look at the 30-minute time frame over here. Look, same thing is happening in the 30-minute as well. It's just that the 30-minute time frame is clearly telling us that the market might move up to this level over here if it starts to move up. Okay, at that point of time it can possibly move up in this area. So this is around 50 pips of range. And if we talk about sells, then we have to look to the left. And we can see clearly that to take sells we really need some nice setup, because we have this area of support to the left. Okay, so we can do one thing, we can look for sells below this area. Okay, because we have this clean range without any problem. Or what we can do is we can draw some trend lines so that we can enter early, because I always say that, and guys, this is really important for everybody. So the thing is that we should always enter at the starting of the move, or somewhere in between, or in the middle, right? We really cannot enter at the end of the move, or when the move is about to end. Like for example, if I give you an example over here, then the market fall from this point to this point. So if somebody is thinking of entering sells at this point over here, he or she should be looking at the previous candles as well, like from where the move began and from where the move has been right now. Okay, so these 2 points are really important, because whenever a move has been done, yes, the next candle could have been went all the way down, that's true, but if anybody wants to enter, then this could be a point. You cannot think of entering sells over here, because you don't know from where the market will be retracing back. Okay, so that's where the probability paths comes in, because these little points will really impact your probability. So by entering over here, you still have some 60 to 70% of probability of winning. Okay, but if somebody is entering over here, then the probability is decreased like below 50%. So why to trade in a probability of 40 to 50%, right? You don't really have to trade in those probability zones. So always enter on a high probability setup, because the chances of winning will be really high. So now we have our zones marked over here, we know where to buy, we know where to sell. Now let's draw some trend lines to be sure like what really we have to do over here. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this over here, and we'll take this to this level over here. Yeah, this makes sense. So I'm gonna make some visibility changes, because I want this trend line to be only visible in the 30-minute. So yeah, the changes has been done. And if I talk about some more zones, then we have to look some of the market moves. So this was a move over here, then we have shift in a move, then we got this one, then consolidation was happening, and yeah, this makes sense. So I'm gonna okay, so this makes sense over here. And if I draw some more, then the market is in a sideways, right? So this could be a possible channel going on in the market. Yeah, so I'm gonna give it some okay, this color is fine. I'm gonna change this one to green is good. Yeah, so now we have this channel going on in GBP JPY, where the blue trend lines are creating some zone over here. Okay, and the green one is supporting the market right now. So in order to take sells, we really need some push below the trend line. Okay, so now by drawing the support and resistance levels, we already knew that in order to take good sells, we have to sell below these two zones. Okay, now by drawing the trend lines, we know that once the market starts to drop below the trend line, we should be looking for sells at that point of time. Okay, so we have these two ideas ready. And also, in order to take a buy trade, now we know that by joining these 2 points together, there is a strong zone coming up, right? So in order to take a buy trade, I'm going to look for buys above this wick over here, so somewhere around at this price 169.459 area. Okay, so now I have both the plans ready, and let's see what happens. And we are going to have a winning trade or a losing one, we don't know about that, but yes, we will try to take a trade on the starting of the move. So now I'm going to verify and look at the daily once again to see where actually the market can move. So if you look at the left, then we have this strong level of zone coming from the left as well, and the market is rejecting that area, and the market is also rejecting the trend line. So there is a very high possibility that the today's daily candle will reverse back, hit break its own high and continue to move up. So that can be the case. So if that can be the case, then that means we are going to have this weak candle closing somewhere weak, bearish candle over here. Okay, and if you look at the monthly is, yeah, monthly I cannot say anything about monthly one. So 4 hour, okay. So let's go to the 30 minutes only, because 30 minutes looks more informative and clean. So yeah, so now let's talk about gold over here, and let's go to the weekly. So if I look at the weekly candle, then we can clearly see that the market is hovering at a very strong resistance level over here to the left. So this is a very strong level, because this level is from the weekly time frame, and the bigger the time frame, the stronger is the levels. So I'm gonna drop to the one day chart over here. So the weekly is hovering at a very strong level of resistance, right? That means the chances of rejections are more. And the same thing is happening in the daily. So daily is actually rejecting this level from the left, and there is a very high possibility that it might close bearish today. And after that, I'm gonna go to the 4 hour. So the 4 hour time frame, it's creating some higher highs and higher lows. We can clearly see that, and the market has created resistance. So if this 4 hour candle goes down and break the low of the previous 4 hour candle, that means it will be forming a resistance. There is a very high chance of doing that. So I'm gonna quickly move to, okay, actually what we can also do is we might have some information over here. Yeah, so this is a good piece of information we are having, and I'm gonna go to the 1 hour now. So by looking at the 1 hour time frame, the market has created a resistance over here, and there's a support over here, right? So this is 1 hour time frame, and now the market is actually creating lower lows and lower highs. Oh, okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna squeeze a graph a little bit, and then I'm gonna draw some trend lines over here in the 1 hour. So if I look at the 1 hour, then clearly we can see that the market is now coming down below the lower trend line, and that's a good sign of sells. So I'm gonna make some visibility changes, and yeah, so I think if this 1 hour candle breaks the low of the previous one, that will be the point. Oh, look at the stop loss. Stop loss is 62 pips. No way. I'm not gonna enter on the 1 hour basis. That's a huge stop loss to trade on. So what I will do is I will wait for this 15-minute candle to close, and then I will see if I can take a trade, because trading on this huge stop loss is a mistake. No way. So yeah, this is 15-minute. We can see that the 15-minute time frame is clearly bearish right now. Like if it starts to drop down, and below this area basically we have this clean range. So this is a clean range over here, and I need a resistance to be formed over here to in order to take sells. And clearly we can see that how these candles have been formed, right? So it's kind of difficult to trade. So if I draw some levels, then this could be a level over here below which we can actually take sells. and if I look at the higher level, then yes. So now let's see whether the market breaks below this trend line or goes above. So I'm gonna basically wait for this 5-minute candle to close, because I really think the 4-hour candle will start to reverse back down and break the low over here. So if that will be the case, then that means we are gonna have gold to go all the way down, and so let's see if we can get a sell move or not. Look, you have to be really patient, because the market might give you some surprises. So in order to really trade safe and logical, you really have to be very patient. Oh, okay, GBP JPY is moving up. Oh man. Where is that? So I'm ready with the terminal over here, and yeah. So let's see if we can grab this one. Buy idea will be executed somewhere over here, and my stops will be below the current candle low, and target will be up over here. And also if I look at the 15-minute, 15-minute candle is about to close in 4 minutes over here, and if I draw some trend lines, then the market has now crossed above this area. I think we are gonna have a nice bullish move in GBP JPY, because yes, the market will be repeating this move over here, definitely. I really think that's gonna happen, guys. So once the candle breaks this price, I'm gonna enter buy. Because I think this move will be corrected over here. So still got around 18 minutes left for the current candle to close, and let's see how this gold candle closes, because I need a resistance to be formed over here in order to take a sell trade. But right now the market is just going all the way down. So it's about to move up, I think, and I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so that we can clearly see when it breaks above this area. So that will be stops are like 40 pips, so I have to reduce the lot size to half. So yeah, let's see if we can grab this one. So the majority of the traders have entered buy over here once this candle breaks the high of the previous one, right? But we are waiting for the candle to move a little bit more up. Okay, these differences really makes some big differences, so that's why I think we will be grabbing this move. took a buy trade at this point, keeping stops at 169.059, 169.059. Also 15-minute candle is also about to close, and I will be ready to manage my risk as well. So once this candle, if this candle over here comes below these wicks, I'm gonna close 50%. So the 15-minute candle has closed. Let's just check how that candle closed. So this candle closed strong bullish, and it closed above all the previous candles over here. So in case this the current 15-minute candle starts to move up, then that will be a really nice move. Once this candle breaks the high of the previous one, that will be a nice move to continue moving up. But obviously I really have to be very careful on the same time as well. So I'll be ready to manage the risk as well, because I really think I have seen these kind of moves all the time. When a candle moves all the way up, like the same kind of a candle over here, so according to me it's gonna copy this candle and move all the way up. Okay, running in 7 pips right now, running in 7 pips, guys. So that's a nice thing over here. I'm gonna go to the 15 minute has broke the high. I'm gonna, I think, if okay, so now if this candle comes back to break even point, I will have to close 50% of the trade to manage my risk, obviously. And I'm gonna shift the stops below the current 15-minute candle low. Yeah, that will be a nice thing, because I'm not anticipating this candle to move down. So the stops has been reduced from 40 pips to 10 pips. So my new stops are 169.369, 169.369. Modify. Okay, close 50% over here. Add break even. So let's see if this candle moves up or not, because according to me it should just move all the way up, and it should be a big candle going up, because this is a market pattern which will which it will make over here as well, because I have seen it many times. But that really doesn't mean that it will be 100% thing. So I'm gonna be ready to manage more risk in case if I get a chance. So that was a quick move up in like 7 pips. See how we actually reduced our risk with this trade. So from here we took the stops over here, and we already closed 50% at break even. So the risk has been really reduced so much. So even though if it hits my stop loss over here, and if it reverses back again and break its own high once again, and then I'm gonna re-enter the trade, because I really think it will be a definitely buy after this. Okay, it's reversing back. Anytime it will hit the stops. Okay, so stops has been hit. So I'm gonna remove this one, and I have lost around 3 pips, 3, not actually 3, it's like 2 2 pips over here. Yeah, 2 pips. So I'm gonna re-enter once it breaks its own high. You know, if this move will be happening over here, then we are gonna have a straight bullish candle coming up. So in case if it breaks its own high, that will be the second attempt for this trade, and my stops will be below the current candle's low. Somewhere around. So let's see what happens with this setup. Hey Saransh, how are you? Same setup. I had same setup, but news was released just on euro, and that's why I didn't take trade. Okay, but euro won't make much effect on GBP. There's only USD and GBP news which makes the most of the effect. And I also took this trade and managed my risk, like 2 pips lost in this trade. So from 40 pips, look, my initial loss was, guys, whoever on the streams are listening, listen to this very carefully. From 40 pips stop loss, I reduced my risk to 2 pips. Okay, so this is how, because now if I will be having winning one, then I'm gonna win like minimum 10 pips on that trade. Okay, so on and on, I'm gonna be on a winning side of the market. Okay, because I really manage my risk extremely well over here. I really cut my losses short and increase my profits by that. So still got 7 minutes left over here, and I still think this candle should move up from here. Look how big this move was. It trapped everybody, whoever entered on this wick. Gold is also pushing the price down right now, but it hasn't created a resistance, so not entering. But in this case, so still got 6 minutes left. If not this candle, then I think next candle will be moving up. Okay guys, so 30-minute candle has closed over here, and look at this. This 30-minute candle has closed above the bodies of the previous 30-minute candle, right? So there is a possibility that this candle will move up and break the high to continue moving up. But obviously if I look at the channel of the trend line, then uh, it is still under that blue line over here, so cannot say anything about that right now. And gold closed with no wick on the bottom, so nothing. So let's see if we can get this one. So let's see what 5 minute is showing us over here. So 5 minute is creating a support. So if this candle breaks this high, there will be a possibility of moving up, fill this wick, and it can move up then. So I'm gonna enter a trade over here on the basis of 5 minutes. Will keep my stops under this low, which will be around 18 pips. So let's see if we can move up from here, because I think now as the 5 minute is also forming higher highs and higher lows, there is a very high chance that this candle will break the high and continue moving up. Took a buy trade at this point, keeping my stops at 169.257, 169.257. Also will be ready to manage the risk. So now let's see if we can get a bullish move coming up. Okay, so my idea over here will be, if this candle comes back down under this area, then I'm gonna close 50% of the trade, and yeah, and I'm gonna close more 50% if this can break its own wick. So let's see if we can get a bullish move or not. Come on, man. So just 44 seconds remaining at this point of time, and it's moving down, moving down, moving down. Oh, so 7 seconds remaining at this point of time. Let's see how this candle closes. So candle closed like a strong bullish at this point. So Closed 50% over here. I'm ready again to close another 51. So once this candle break its own low, that will be the point. We'll be closing another 50% over here. Because NYSE volume should be coming and it should move the candles, but obviously closed another 50% over here at this point. Now a small position is running. Let's see if this candle hits the stop loss or moves up from here. Okay, so this was the last trade for today and the stop loss has been hit. So yeah, okay guys, so I'm gonna meet you guys tomorrow. 2 trades, no luck, so nothing can be done now. Now it's reversing back. Anyways, so take care everybody, have a great day. Let's meet tomorrow guys. So do not overtrade, do not over risk. I took 2 trades, both went against me, so I'm not taking a third trade now. Okay, so this is how we can only manage our risk properly. So take care everyone, have a great day.